Hi, I'm Glasser, and this is Out of 10 Insight. I'm here today to do a little review and a little walkthrough of the Warhammer 40K Space Marine demo. Now there's a few different reasons why I've decided to do this review. One, because there's a lot of people out there that don't know what the heck 40K is, and they've been asking, what is this? Why does it look like Gears of War? Why does it look like StarCraft? They're totally ripping stuff off. Rage, rage, rage. That's incorrect, my good sir. You see, 40K has been around for far longer than either Gears of War or StarCraft. In fact, StarCraft kind of spawned from Warhammer 40K. Now, the other reason I'm doing this is because people that I've talked to that have played through the demo have been having a great time. But, like, the controls are something to be desired. Not the controls themselves, but the way that they're set up and displayed. Because there's a lot of crazy cool things that you can do, but people don't know about them. So, join me in the grim dark future of the 41st millennium, and we will see how awesome the Space Marine is. Now, this demo comes with two different parts of the campaign. First being the Inquisitor, which shows off a lot of the awesome gameplay. Second being the Battlements, which shows off the jump pack, which is by far one of my favorite mechanics of the game. But I'm going to do the Inquisitor right now. Now, I'm going to select hard, not because I'm uber lead or anything, but I like punishing myself. So let's get started. Part 2, the Inquisitor. Ajakis, the Western Gates.
The Manufactorum still holds.
Some Imperial Guard units made it here after all.
They cannot hold for long. We must hurry.
Alright, new objective. Stop the Orc assault. Now, for those who may not know, those little guys running around down there, they're orcs, and they're assaulting. It's something we need to stop. But before we do that, I'm going to run through some of the weapons. The first weapons that you have here is the bolt pistol and the chainsword, which is by far one of my favorite weapons. Now, controls are pretty easy. Left click to do ranged attack, right click to do the melee attacks. And you can do kind of, I don't want to say combos, but you can chain together swings to do different moves. That's a really awesome sweeping attack that just blows things away in front of you. Then another weapon is the Bolter, the mainstay of the Space Marine Army. Our backup crew here is carrying these things, and we'll be using them through the demo. And I suggest you use them heavily if you're playing through this as well, because the Bolter is like an AA-12. When you fire into an enemy, it explodes inside them and liquefies the insides. But these guys are really tough, so, just tougher, but in the grand scheme of things, orcs are pretty tough compared to normal humans. Next, we have the Vengeance Launcher, which launches Vengeance in pure form. You can have 5 out at once, and they stick to any surface, including enemies, which can be really fun at times. But a lot of people have been having trouble trying to figure out exactly how to detonate them because, you know, they shoot them on the ground and let the enemies come walk over them, but they don't blow up. People are confused. I figured out that all you have to do is hit R, and it detonates the last one that you throw out. So I threw them out in the opposite order where they detonate there, if you notice that. And the last weapon here is the Stalker Bolter, the Space Marine Sniper Rifle. It has 1 level of zoom, but that's all you're really going to need. So this thing will tear heads off. Let's see if I can get a pot shot in here. These guys running around down there. Unless they don't show up. There's some. Dang it. Boom, baby. That's right, boys. Let's get it done. But you guys aren't snipers. You guys want to get into the thick of battle with a chain axe or chainsword. Let's do this. For those who don't know, the Imperium operates under the
What is
belief
that
that
servo
why
skull
put a
doing?
good skull in the
Trying to
ground when it can
deliver
be
a
used
message.
for 1,000 other applications?
The seal of the Inquisition. Interesting.
What is the Inquisition doing here?
We're about to find out.
This is Inquisitor Drogan. I need urgent assistance at Manufactorum Ajakis.
Ajakis, that's how you say
After
it.
the experimental device. The device is safe for the time being. I've drawn them off. But now I'm trapped. If I die, you must keep the device out of enemy hands. Or he'll be unstoppable. I needed more time. I was nearly ready.
An experimental weapon.
We need to find the Inquisitor before the Orcs do.
I guess.
Keep moving. Remain alert.
Since this isn't tabletop, we don't have to do an alertness check. Just have to look around.
Serve the machine god by joining corpse removal crews at your designated evacuation center.
Corpse removal. That sounds like a blast. See, look. See, skulls have 1,000 other applications. Like a door button.
Captain, look! The Orcs must be operating that crane.
They will not stop until they break through that gate.
We must disable that crane.
Let's do it. Now, we're going to get into some combat around this corner, but before that, I want to go through some of the melee combos that you can do. Simply hit escape to go to the pause menu and go to combat controls. And you can see a lot of the melee weapons that they're going to have in the game. I'm not quite sure if they're going to have more than this, but these are the ones that they've released to the public so far. First is the combat knife. Best weapon in the game by far, in my personal opinion, because who doesn't want to use a combat knife? I mean, when you have, what, chainsword, power axe, thunder hammer, you know, combat knife seems like the best choice. But it's pretty easy to do melee combos, or chains, I should say, because, you know, just right-click once, you do a light damage attack. Right-click twice, medium damage, and 3 times for a heavy damage attack. And you'd only really, like, if you feel safe, confident that you're not going to get your butt handed to you by surrounding enemies, then you'd really want to go for the heavy damage. And another thing that many people don't realize that you can do is this stun attack here using the F key. If you hit it once, you just punch some guy in the face and you stun him. So you stun the orc, and that helps them or helps you, I should say, because 1, they're not attacking you, and 2, you can perform an execution on them. Now, executions are the only way you can get health back in this game, because it's hardcore like that. You have no sissy man health packs or anything like that. You have to brutalize your enemies to get health back, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. Now, the combat knife is not actually in this demo. The chainsword is, as you saw, the power axe is as well, as you'll see later, and the thunder hammer is not in the demo as well. But it displays all the little chains that you can do. So it's very advisable to do like a chain, like this will do a shoulder bash. So you right click, then hit the F key. So you'll swing, and shoulder bash, and do like a wedge a wedge stun in front of you, stunning a good 3 or 4 enemies as long as they're in front of you. My favorite is the foot stomp, which just like stuns everything all around you. That's why it says radial. If people don't know what radial means, it's not a radio. And after that, I usually just grab one of the stun guys around me and execute him for a little health. Now, that bar on the top, you can see the yellow part. That's kind of a shield around your health. When that shield goes down, you can take damage. And it's pretty simple. And if you're taking too much damage, you want to run away, wait for your shield to recharge, kind of like Halo, and then get back in there and try to stun and execute some enemies for some damage. I wonder if they'll kill each other. For people who don't know, orcs like to fight. They're here to fight. I don't really think they have a bigger purpose other than to fight. So if they don't have anyone else to fight, they'll fight each other. But let's give them a good fight, shall we? Let's Pull out my bolter. Yeah! Oh. Make sure to take out the range guys over there. Just shoot through everything else to get to them. That's how it's done. Oh, man. I told you I'm not Uber lead or anything. I warned you. I warned you. You didn't listen. You kept watching. It's your own fault. Let's try that one more time. If that doesn't work, I'll join corpse removal team.
Captain, look. The orcs must be operating that crane.
They will not stop until they break through that gate.
We must disable that crane.
Alright, guys, let's try this one more time. I never get tired of those. Now if you look on the left, my Fury bar is full, but I'm going to save it for tougher enemies later. Fury lets you go bat guano crazy on everything around you and just totally immortalize everything. Little ammo you can pick up over here. Jimmy, no. As well as, oh look, another skull. Perfect. That's a little recording that you can listen to, but I'll let you guys do that if you play the demo.
Space Marines!
Oh boy, that guy right there, that big boy, he is a knob, and he is angry. Now I'm gonna use my Fury and just totally kick the snot out of him. Oh, I'm sorry, did you want that head? Just go right there, yeah. Sometimes I'm disappointed when you move enemies into like blocks and stuff, because sometimes you're fighting in tight spaces. Then the sync kills, executions, they gotta get in there. It loses its effect, but I still never get tired of them. Especially the detail. I mean, like, look at all the blood on this suit. That's just one of my favorite parts, because you're gonna get bloody in this game no matter what.
Do not abandon your workstation. Everything is under control.
No, yo!
Space Marines!